We are broadcasting live from our Pokazo studios right here in Highlands, Harare. My name is Zain Jamu and welcome to the main news. And tonight, history has been made because it is the very first time that you guys get to watch this trio. I talk of Noble, I talk of myself, and Justin.
Wow, Zain, it's a pleasure indeed, and thank you for coming. Actually, for me, it's an honor to have you share the desk with me tonight. It's an honor.
Likewise, because I remember watching back from home, but here I am today, co-anchoring with you.
Zain, you're making me feel old, but I warn you that I will go down fighting. In any case, it's actually it's good to see you coming up, and then we are here together, sharing with the nation our passion.
Much appreciated.
Great. So we are joined by Nobo Maungwa at the sign language desk, and later on we'll be joined by Dora Ngube from our Montrose studios in Bulawayo. And these are the stories that we are chasing tonight.
President Emerson Mnangagwa challenges local entrepreneurs to target export markets for new synergies.
And in other news, government to the rescue as it facilitates soft loans for Mbare traders to get back to business.
In business, France has expressed interest in supporting Zimbabwe's economic development by increasing trade investments and cooperation in key economic sectors.
Later on in sport, all set for the ZIFA Ordinary Congress to be held in Harare this Friday.
And now for the news in detail. President Emerson Mnangagwa has challenged industry to vigorously explore international trade opportunities and foster new synergies between Zimbabwean businesses and the global community as the country targets expanded export revenues.
The president was addressing the annual Zimbabwe Exporters Conference in Bulawayo this Thursday. Sifiso Spanda has more.
Zimbabwean business people have once again been called upon to aggressively target the export market and grow their niche as the country inches towards an upper middle income society by 2030. Officially opening Zimtrade Annual Exporters Conference in Bulawayo this Thursday, President Mnangagwa challenged the local industry to broaden its share in the export market for the benefit of the national economy.
It is my expectation that you will graduate from not only exporting goods and services where you have comparative cost advantage, but going forward, we want to see more of you becoming competitive in other demanding and strategic modern economic areas. You should move with speed to diversify and improve your product portfolio so that it remains relevant and competitive in line with the level of global technological advancements. Achieving these and other benchmarks relies on sound research and development. To date, my government has established innovation hubs at all our state universities to create a platform that fosters and supports innovation, entrepreneurship, and technological advancements across the country.
The president also called for continuous innovation, skills development, and the uptake of science and technology to enhance competitiveness of the domestic products.
The theme of this year's conference, Kala, Tanga, Start, is apt and a call to action. Our local industries, which were not yet exporting, are challenged to get started, make bold decisions, and seize the numerous opportunities offered by global markets. I recognize and commend Zimtrade's efforts to increase exports through clustering of key sectors. The approach has resulted in Zimbabwean companies entering and expanding in both traditional and non-traditional markets. our exports have increased to 4.56 billion US dollars during the period January to August 2024, up 1.8% from the 4.48 billion recorded during the same period last year.
The head of state further assured the nation that his government remains committed to addressing the non-tariff barriers that hinder trade, while at the same time facilitating regional commerce.
Our chairmanship of our regional bloc comes at a critical time when the African Continental Free Trade Agreement is taking shape. This new continental framework presents us with opportunities to actively shape the future of our regional trade, while also ensuring that businesses benefit from increased access to regional markets. The African Continental Free Trade Area is indeed a game changer for intra-African trade, and Zimbabwe should position itself to capitalize on this opportunity.
President Mnangagwa also urged local companies to participate at the Expo 2025 Osaka and showcase the country's vibrant culture and innovation, while at the same time positioning Zimbabwe as a dynamic and competitive player on the global stage. Sifiso Sibanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Meanwhile, the annual Zimbabwe Exporters Conference held in Bulawayo this Thursday underscored the nation's commitment to increasing exports through innovative strategies and tapping into heritage-based products.
As the country thrives to diversify its economy and reduce imports, experts who attended Zimbabwe's annual Exporters Week in Bulawayo agree that heritage-based products offer a unique opportunity to penetrate the global market. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Professor Amon Murira, highlighted the importance of adopting a blue ocean strategy to drive export growth.
Zimbabwe, in order to be competitive, it needs to produce unique products. And we have to promote heritage-based products, which means products that are uniquely Zimbabwean, so that we export to markets that need Zimbabwean products.
The recently approved Zimbabwe Industrial Reconstruction and Growth Plan is set to revitalize the country's manufacturing sector and boost exports.
This plan seeks to, among other critical interventions, consolidate our gains realized in the primary production in the mining and agricultural sectors by focusing on value addition in order to realize greater value from our exports.
Trade and development body Zimtrade highlighted the success of the cluster approach in promoting exports, particularly small and medium enterprises.
We are creating viable business units by putting together people, farmers, producers, manufacturers, whether it be peas, whether it be baobab powder, amarula oil, etc., so that they've got an SPV that then interfaces with buyers. So we are putting a constitution so that it becomes a viable business unit. So what it has done is more value addition is now happening within the community.
Mr. Clemens Mwale shared his experience in successfully exporting heritage-based agricultural products.
Foods that we look down upon are actually the foods that are the export market, the international market is looking to access. Nyemo, for example, we only look at Nyemo as a food product for the poor, but in Europe they are looking at it as a superfood. So if we have a mind shift or a shift of our mentality and our thinking, we can start realizing that the right things before our eyes are the things that are more valuable.
The country's export performance has been on an upward trend, registering an 8% increase from $7 billion United States dollars in 2022 to $7.6 billion United States dollars in 2023, surpassing the national target of $7.2 billion. Yolanda Moy, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The ruling ZANU-PF party held its last National Coordinating Committee meeting in Bulawayo this Thursday, where it was revealed that everything is in place for the 21st Annual People's Conference.
Preparations for the 21st Annual People's Conference now at an advanced stage. ZANU-PF National Chairperson Comrade Ophamo Chinguru Kashiri, who toured the conference venue this Thursday, said everything is now in place for the 21st Annual People's Conference.
Last time when we came, we agreed that there was need for another last National Coordinating Committee meeting, which we just concluded. And the whole objective was to make sure that we updated our reports. We do have 11 departments that are involved in the preparatory work to make sure that we hold a successful meeting. We received reports which indicate that we are almost 100% ready, save for a few challenges that we are still having, but these are just minor challenges. The ZITF had an array of other important meetings, like the one that we witnessed this morning, which was officially opened by His Excellency for exporters. So that's a very key meeting. And just a few days, 2 days, there was another very important meeting, the mine intra. And that all the halls that they were using are the same halls that we are going to be occupying also during our annual People's Conference. So they require at least 6 additional days to make sure that everything will be spot on.
The ZANU-PF Annual People's Conference will touch on a number of thematic areas, ranging from the state of the party and the economy, as well as the agriculture and mining sectors.
We will be looking mainly at the party itself, the state of the party. Then the second one, the state of the economy. And the state of the economy will touch on our preparedness for this season, agricultural season. Then also it will touch the mining area, just giving us an overview of where we are in terms of Vision 2030, where we are expecting now to have attained 12 billion mining economy.
The conference will be held from the 22nd to the 27th of this month at the Zimbabwe International Exhibition Center in Bulawayo. Lisa Masuku, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Government has given the green light to traders who lost their wares during the fire incident at Mbare Msika last week to resume business operations, while a long-term plan to modernize the market is being considered. Let's get the details.
It is back to business at Mbare Msika as thousands of traders who lost their wares during the tragic inferno have been given the green light to resume operations.
Tatakasuwa chaizvo nekuchirwa kwatakaitwa nezvinhu zvedu. Tatatwa kumudumbu nekumusana tichishaya kuti tobatsirika sei. Saka zvataurwa nevakuru vedu kuti tidzokere panzvimbo dzedu, tazvitambira chaizvo.
President vaisa moyo wavo pachiitiko chakaita ichi nekutuma delegation yavo kwavaita. Ndaona chiitiko seichi, I was very good.
Zvinhanho zvatatorwa nehurumende tachifarira zvikuru nekuti titange tapererwa kusvika pekupedzisira takushaira totangira papi.
Earlier in the day, the affected informal traders who lost their goods gathered at Mbare Msika, where they were addressed by cabinet ministers on government interventions to assist them.
Panova kwa musika wovanhu ivavo hapana ari kubviswa. Vatichatuma kuuya kuzovaka vanenge vachishanda nemi muchitengesa henyu zvinhu zvenyu.
Pane zvinhu zvatiri kutarisa zvekutanga nazvo, short term, medium term, long term. Kana ya disaster takutarisa pamunhu kuti chikafu chaicho unacho here. Takutarisa kuti mari yekuti utange kusimuka kuodha unayo here. Ndakatarisa basa ramakaita pano, ndaitarisa mazuva ese vakomana vangu nevasikana vaiuya. Munoshamisa imi, takaona matotanga kuklina pachenyu, muri kuklina. tikaona matonhonga muchiita kapisi matoisa wall kuratidza kuti muprotecte nzvimbo yedu.
President Emerson Mnangagwa has declared the tragic situation at Mbare Musika a state of disaster in a development expected to see government stakeholders and well-wishers assisting the traders get back on their feet. Tendai Munengwa, ZBC News, Harare.
The British ambassador to Zimbabwe, His Excellency Peter Valls, today paid a courtesy call on the Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe Kazembe, at his offices in Harare.
Issues that were discussed during the meeting include immigration and the repatriation of remains of Liberation War heroes taken during the colonial era.
In an interview after a closed-door meeting with the Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe Kazembe, British Ambassador to Zimbabwe, His Excellency Peter Valls, revealed ongoing deliberations to improve relations with Zimbabwe, adding that immigration and heritage issues were high on the agenda this Thursday.
We wanted to talk about how we are trying as the UK, and I think as the government of Zimbabwe, to improve our relationship, to work as genuine partners and across a range of things. Obviously, Home Affairs and the UK government, we have things in common, things that are common interests, and we talk, as the Honourable Minister so clearly laid out, but talking about immigration, talking about human remains. I should just say on the human remains, this is something quite important for the UK government. This is part of us being more respectful, recognising some of the difficulties of our colonial past and wanting to address those challenges. And so actually we're prepared to do everything we can to make sure that we can facilitate the return to their families and families can put that issue to rest.
Minister Kazembe confirmed plans are underway to repatriate 11 human remains of Liberation War icons from the United Kingdom.
You know, it's a topical issue in this country, that of the remains that are in the UK, but we are happy that so far we are having good cooperation with the British government. We are working very well towards ensuring that those remains are repatriated, and His Excellency the Ambassador is working with us. So far so good. We've had confirmation from the Acting Executive Director, Mr. Munyukwi, that so far work is going on well in accordance to plan.
Minister Kazembe commended the existing cordial relations between Zimbabwe and the UK, which the two governments are keen to develop further as part of President Emerson Mnangagwa's engagement and re-engagement drive. Festus Mkunguru says ZBC News, Harare.
Well, on an exciting note, the construction of the multi-purpose Semwa Dam in Mount Darwin is progressing according to plan, with the project expected to improve water security, irrigation and energy generation in Mashonaland's Central Province.
Construction of water supply sources has been expedited under the Second Republic, with Semwa Dam, which has a catchment of 7,500 square kilometers, confirming the progress. The project, spearheaded through the Zimbabwe National Water Authority, will provide water to Rushinga and Mount Darwin, feed irrigation, while generating power of around 7 megawatts.
The idea is for us to get all construction materials locally. We only import those that are not manufactured locally. In terms of progress, we are on 34.2%, and this includes permanent access roads, the blasting that we have done, and also the clearing part that we have done. As part of the scope of this project, we are not just focusing on the concrete structure as the dam. This was the old narrative. The current narrative is that for us to say the project has been completed, we should have done the 12,000 hectares of irrigation that are targeted to be done in this project.
The Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development expects more financial injection to expedite the project.
Progress is commendable since the new dispensation came in. We're seeing a lot of works which are being done here. So we are going to push as the committee since we're in the budget season, so for the project to get some funds from the national government and for some disbursement to be done as soon as possible.
The dam, which is one of the 12 major projects under the Second Republic, is already providing a range of benefits that include job creation, while it is expected to alleviate water challenges in the dry region. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Mount Darwin.
Government is working on modalities to ensure all the country's 10 provinces have media coverage after issuing licenses to commercial media players.
The leader of government business, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi, presented the second reading of the Private Voluntary Organizations PVO bill during the Senate question and answer session this Wednesday.
Mr. President, the bill before you today is a very necessary measure to improve the administration, accountability, transparency of charities in our country. The legal word, Mr. President, for charity in our country is Private Voluntary Organization, PVO. Under our law, every charity that uses money collected from the public or donated from a foreign government or a foreign agency is required to be registered as a PVO in terms of the PVO Act, which the bill before you seeks to amend.
The Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jenfan Mswere, said the second phase of Zim Digital is set to be rolled out to ensure every Zimbabwean is connected to the airwaves.
Zim Digital second phase is coming on board, and within a period of 2 years, we have achieved information sovereignty. We have now reached 95% in terms of mobile penetration. And at the same time, we have a steady growth in terms of internet penetration in our country. Community information centers have also been put in place in order to support and ensure that we leave no one and no place behind. And that these community radio stations should be able to generate content within the particular communities and within the particular geography.
Senate also inquired on the progress with regards to war veterans mining and farming companies as government assured them that plans are in motion to secure funds for operations.
Ndinoda kutenda kuti hurumende iko zvinoizwa kwakabva kwato appointwa chief director anoona nezvema projects iwayo ndichivimba kuti izvo pane kumhanyidzana kwatiri kuita nazvo ndinofunga kuti basa iko zvino tinenge tichizokuudzai kuti takwanisa kuita zvipi asi shuwiro redu kuti zvifambe.
The issue of documentation for Zimbabweans in South Africa was also topical, with the government encouraging those without permits and relevant documentation to make use of the recently opened consulate in Johannesburg that is issuing birth certificates and e-passports among other documents. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, this is not news that you love to hear every day. It's unfortunate, but more than 50,000 United States dollars vanished in two separate incidents of suspected armed robberies in Bulawayo and Masvingo this week.
The nation is still struggling to come to grips with how 4 million United States dollars vanished in Bulawayo. Another cash-in-transit vehicle has fallen victim to theft, losing more than 20,000 United States dollars. The cash was stolen from a private security company cash-in-transit vehicle, which was on its way from Beitbridge to Mutare this Wednesday. In a statement, the Zimbabwe Republic Police said the cash-in-transit crew lost the cash after offering transport to two unknown passengers. The two were dropped off between Rutenga and Ngundu with the crew only, realizing that a metal cash box was missing upon arrival at Ngundu, way after the unknown passengers had dropped off. Meanwhile, a suspected gang of armed robbers stormed into a Bulawayo steel company before vanishing with 32,000 United States dollars and other valuables. Elsewhere, a suspected smuggler was shot dead in a shootout with the Zimbabwe Republic police officers in Mutare this Wednesday. In a statement, the ZRP said the now deceased Admire Tawandasbanda, aged 40, was part of a team escorting a truck which was carrying smuggled bales of second-hand clothes. He was shot after producing a pistol. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
And we'll be keeping you updated on those developments. The need to create an atmosphere where nutrition is prioritized and traditional foods are celebrated came under the spotlight during the First Lady's school feeding program in Shurugwi District, Midlands Province this Wednesday. Colette Msanyera has the details.
First Lady Dr. Guzelia Mnangagwa has underscored the importance of consuming traditional foods which do not only nourish bodies but also connect people to the country's rich cultural heritage. She made these remarks at Msavezi Primary School in Midlands Province's Shurugi district, where she treated scores of learners from the district and surrounding areas to nutritious meals through the Angel of Hope Foundation as she complements government's school feeding program. The program is aimed at ensuring no child pulls out of school due to food challenges. Amem Nangagwa, who is on record encouraging parents to live exemplary lives, was accompanied by his son Collins, who came to tap into the philanthropic works being carried out by his mother, the First Lady. A hands-on person, Dr. Mnangagwa, with the assistance from other women and men from the community, prepared mouth-watering traditional dishes comprising sadza, rice, mofushwa and peanut butter, beef stew, chicken roast, vegetables, and offals. The children are also served with water, juice, and snacks. After ensuring that every child had eaten, Amai Mnangagwa then proceeded to interact with learners and members of the community, educating them on the benefits of traditional foods and building strong bodies, sharp minds, and resilient spirits among children.
Nutrition is the foundation upon which we build strong bodies, sharp minds, and resilient spirits. In our beloved Zimbabwe, we are blessed with an abundance of traditional foods that not only nourish our bodies, but also connect us to our rich cultural heritage. These foods, our sadza, miriwo, nyimo, and many more, are more than mere sustenance. They are a celebration of our identity, a source of strength, and a treasure trove of nutrients vital for our growth and development.
The mother of the nation spoke candidly against social ills like drug and substance abuse, urging children to focus on their studies. She also implored parents to live exemplary lives for the benefit of their children.
Chidzidzai vazukuru mugone mukure mune unhu hwakanaka mudzidze mupase verengai mabhuku ushamwari hwamasangana nawo nhasi zivanai mugopota muchibvunzana zvekuchikoro kuti mubudirire. Vabereki vana vari kuchema kuti isusu dzimwe nguva kuti tiende kumadrugs iwayo ari kutaurwa zuva nezuva zviri kubudikidza nemagariro ari mumba amuri kuita imi baba namai kune avo vachiri vose. Kwanza amai vakutodhakwawo, ndimi muri kutuma zvemwana kunotenga zvinodhakwa zvacho, mwana anenge achiona. Hanzi amai vanouya nemumwe munhu anovasiyira pagedhi, vanobva naye kure vozongomusiyira vosiyirwa pagedhi, amai vongopinda atizoti vanenge vabva naye kupi, asi havasi baba vedu. Ana mai havadaro, nokuti kana uri mai ndiwe mutungamiri wemhuri, ndiwe unoratidza kuti musha wako uda kuti unzi chii, vana vako uda kuti vabude vane unhu hwakaita sei, pamusha pauri unoda kuti pataurwe pachinzi kudii, kubudikidza newe amai.
Through an interactive session with the children, the First Lady inquired from them if they know some of the social vices being perpetrated by youngsters, which in turn hinder their success.
Kuba kunokanganisa mwana nekuti ukatora zvinodhaka unopedzisira wakushaya mari yekuti unozvitengepi zvokonzera kuti unoba uchitengesa uchibahudze vanhu. Kuona mupikicha nevanhu mavhidhiyo evanhu vakashama unokanganisa vana futi. Kuita zvevakomana usati wapedza chikoro zvinozokonzera iri pregnancy.
Dr. Mnangagwa, who is the country's health and childcare ambassador, took time to raise awareness on the mpox epidemic, which has so far affected some African countries, with Zimbabwe having recorded 2 cases so far. She roped in the services of Midlands Province's medical director, Dr. Mary Mchekeza, who educated people about the disease.
Mpox chirwere chinowanzokuwanikwa mumamangisi asi chinozotapuriranwa kuenda kuvanhu neclose contacts nemhuka idzi. Kune vanhu vanogona kutora mamangisi voita mapeti mhuka yekutamba nayo, kana kuti dzikangosvika padhuze nemi dzikangoita contact nevanhu dzobva dzakonzeresa chirwere ichi. Kana munhu akabatwa chirwere chempox, endai pakiriniki kana chipatara chiri padhuze nemi, munonobatsirwa ikoko.
Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Midlands Province, Comrade Owen Ngube, paid tribute to the First Lady for her numerous life-transforming initiatives.
An avid custodian of our culture, the First Lady has spearheaded cultural revitalization in Zimbabwe with various initiatives including traditional moral restoration program, Nanga Gota, and has promoted the consumption of traditional foods which are highly nutritious, whose farming and processing are environmentally friendly.
Those in attendance thanked Dr. Mnangagwa for her benevolence and for giving them wise counsel.
Tinotenda amai vedu amai Mnangagwa vauya kuno kumusavezi vauya kuzotipa vana vedu chikafu vari kutikurudzira kuti vana vakure vane utano tingovatenda nekutidzidzisa kubikira vana vedu chikafu chedu chechivanhu chedu kubika sadza rezviyo kubika sadza remapfunde kubika chimukuyu chine dovi tinovatenda nekutidzidzisa tsika nehunhu.
Tava nenguva yakanaka namai nedonzvo ravo ravari kufamba naro munyika. Zvikuru tanyanya kufara ndivo vakatarisana nevana vedu vechidiki kuvavigira chikafu neramangwana ravo vachidzidzisa zvakare muutano kuti tinyanye kuremekedza zvikafu zvakaibva zvidyiwe zvichidziya.
Amai Mnangagwa also donated 30,000 tons of mealie meal to be equally distributed to all schools in the district. The event was also attended by parents, school heads, teachers, and government officials. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Shurugwi.
Well, there is more on our website at www.zbcnews.co.zw. So be sure to log on and read more of those stories there.
Or you could visit us on our social media handles, that is at ZBC News Online, for more details.
And here are stories still to expect in this bulletin. In business, France expresses interest in supporting Zimbabwe's economic development.
In sport, all set for the Ziffa Ordinary Congress to be held in Harare this Friday. The main news takes a breather. We'll be back with you shortly.
Buy any 2-liter bottle of Pepsi, 7-Up, Mirinda, or Mountain Dew. Peel off the label and follow the instructions under the label to win your instant Ethernet talk time or SMS. Yes, it's that simple.
This is the right choice, Zimbabwe.
Steelmate Investments is your leading supplier of steel and roofing sheets for all your IBR sheets, field fence, galvanized wire, defense, barbed wire, beams, deformed bars, and so much more. Contact our head office on 0788 930 556 up to 61 or our Mbari office on 0788 930 550 up to 5. Steelmate Investments, your friend in steel.
If you drink, be responsible.
Shark on the line.
He took my fish.
God, did you see that? I just was like, what?
I really want you to find someone nice who would mean the world to you and make you so happy.
Bernardo Silva, Stones, Foden, a little bit of time. Oh, what a shot! What a goal! What a player!
You have insufficient credits to make this call.
That's what you think. Yes. Now, all you need to do to get more talk time and SMSs is to buy any 2-liter Pepsi, Mountain Dew, 7-Up, and Mirinda in the Peel and Win 2-liter promotion. So buy, peel, and win today.
This is the right choice, Zimbabwe.
Thank you for staying with us. And in a report we just received, 6 people have died, while another was injured after a mine dump landslide at Homestake Mine, also known as Globe and Phoenix, in Kwekwe this Wednesday afternoon. Kwekwe District Development Coordinator Mr. Fortune Mupungu confirmed the incident, saying government has since called off rescue operations after a roll call confirmed that the syndicate had 7 people who have since been accounted for. In 2020, government ordered the closure of Globe and Phoenix Mine after 2 miners were killed, while several others were injured in a similar fashion. Government ordered that the mine was only to be reopened after fulfilling some safety measures.
Well, may their families find comfort in these difficult times. In other news, government is taking a proactive approach to revamp the country's education sector through infrastructure development, despite illegal economic sanctions imposed by the United States and its Western allies at the turn of the millennium. As we commemorate Anti-Sanctions Month, our reporter Peter Chivema cast the spotlight on the impact of illegal embargo on the education sector. Let's get the details.
From 1980 to 2000, Zimbabwe's education sector was the envy of many, with the primary education accessed on compulsory and free basis, while secondary education was equally accessible. The massive gains were, however, offset by the illegal embargo imposed by the United States and its Western allies through the Zimbabwe Democracy and Economic Recovery Act, ZIDERA, imposed by the United States and illegally endorsed by its Western allies in 2001. The punitive measures, which affected various sectors including education, were imposed after Zimbabweans reclaimed their productive land through the Land Reform Program. After spending 42 years in the teaching field, Mr. Patrick Mudavanu and Mr. Patrick Zomba have seen it all.
Education system yedu yanga yakamira zvakanaka. Zvokuti kana vabereki vaikwanisa kubatsira kubuilda maschools avo. Takuona mazuva ano demand yakumaparents kuti mwana aende kuchikoro. Mari yacho yakuexpecta kuti mubereki abiseka yawandisa. Time iyoyo waitoziva kuti teacher was the most respected person in the community. 1, 2, vana vaticha vaitoziva kuti it's obvious kuti vanoenda kuchikoro and ukona imba yakanaka yanga iri yaticha.
Nguva iyeipaka vanhu vanga vasingaite madropouts zvokuti mwana aita pamuviri zvanga zviri zvishoma. Vana vanoona ticha ndiye example yake muupenyu, akaona zvinoitwa naticha wake noupenyu hwaanogara, mwana anobva ati ndakangokura chete ndakapasa ndida kuitawo ticha.
The Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Honorable Torerai Moyo, who is also a lecturer by profession, is equally well informed about the impact of the illegal embargo on the sector.
The Swedish government removed the education sector support program, which was supposed to capacitate schools in provision of quality, equitable education. When that was withdrawn, we saw massive reduction in terms of the percentage. In terms of infrastructure provision, that also had an effect, because a number of development partners then in the 90s, early 2000s, used to support the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education. With the imposition of sanctions, parents could not afford.
Despite these challenges, the Second Republic has put in place measures to transform the education sector for the better.
The first intervention was to allocate huge sums of money. Millions of dollars were allocated to the Ministry of Education for the construction of new schools. And also, His Excellency the President has embarked on a whole of government approach, whereby Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education is supported by other ministries like Ministry of ICT, which is supporting our digital technology program.
While more work must be done, the rallying call is for unity of purpose as government, teachers and communities strive for excellence to transform the education sector. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, time now for us to cross over to our Montrose studios in Bulawayo. Dora Ngube is on standby. Say good evening to you, Dora.
Good evening, Justin and Zain, and many thanks for taking us on for the first part of the bulletin. And in our next report, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Honorable Mangaliso Ndlovu, has expressed satisfaction with progress made at Chilmant Chemicals Company in Pindura 1 year after it was commissioned by His Excellency President Emmerson Mnangagwa.
Within 12 months, the chemical producing company has widened its market base with local authorities now directly procuring water treatment chemicals from the company launched by President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Industry and Commerce Minister Honorable Mangaliso Ndlovu, who was on an assessment tour of the company this Wednesday, noted that Chilmant speaks directly to the Second Republic's Homegrown Solution Trust.
I am happy that I'm visiting this place exactly a year and 3 days after His Excellency the President, Dr. E.T. Mnangagwa, came to officially open this plant. It's the only one of its kind in Africa. And as Zimbabwe, we are very proud that it is actually an investment by our own.
Mashonaland Central Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Christopher Magomo, who was represented by his permanent secretary, disclosed that the Chilmant chemical plant has created numerous jobs for the community and contributed significantly to local economic growth.
Stands as a beacon of progress and a testament of our commitment to industrialization and achievement of sustainable economic transformation in line with our National Development Strategy 1 and Vision 2030.
Chilmant Chemicals feed into the National Development Strategy 1 and DS1 thrust of creating jobs and growing the industrial sector.
Government has launched the Health Workforce Strategy aimed at capacitating the country's human resource base and improving the quality of life for all Zimbabweans by 2030.
The comprehensive strategy addresses critical gaps in the health workforce and is set to be the foundation for a sustainable healthcare system. The government has also signed the Health Workforce Compact 2024 to 2026, underscoring a commitment to accelerate investments in health workforce development and to enhance collaboration across sectors.
The policies and programs recommended in this strategy emanate from the broader vision of improving health outcomes and attaining the universal health coverage index of 80 as we pursue the national vision and goals.
The Health Workforce Compact, signed between several government ministries and partners, highlights a commitment to accelerate investments in health workforce development and to enhance collaboration across sectors.
The overall performance of the economy is hinged on skills development. The development of appropriate skills is important in improving the well-being for all and also the productivity and competitiveness of our economy.
A strong health workforce is the pillar of a healthy population, meaning what we are doing is in the right direction if you want to achieve the Agenda 2030 that has been set by the government. Because our collective responsibility is how do we support this and moving it into concrete action.
I think it is common cause that a resilient health system rests on the shoulders of a well-trained adequately resourced and motivated health workforce, and our health workers are the backbone of such a system.
The Zimbabwe Health Workforce Strategy outlines 5 strategic areas that will guide the country's efforts to strengthen its health workforce. These are planning and financing, production, training and development, deployment, utilization and governance, retention and migration management, as well as monitoring and evaluation, ICT and research. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Harare.
At least 6,000 youths are set to benefit from Mashonaland West Provincial Munumutapa Youth Housing Scheme to be launched this November.
The ZANU-PF Mashonaland West Youth League leadership met in Chinhoyi this Wednesday to finalize preparations for the provincial launch of the Munumutapa Youth Housing Scheme after the commissioning of the program by President Emerson Mnangagwa in Masvingo last month.
Mastartup atiri kutaura zvinhu zvinobatsiridza kuti vana vagone kuita mabasa emaoko, including mahama mills, sewing machines, horticultural seeds, musical instruments, nezvekuveza zvakasiyana siyana.
You are aware that His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, have launched the Munumutapa Youth Housing Scheme on the 15th of September in Masvingo. It was a national launch, and we are here today as the provincial executive of Mashonaland West, whereby we are now geared up in preparation of our launch for the Munumutapa Housing Scheme that we are launching mid-November this year.
Having benefited from various empowerment programs such as the Presidential Heifer Pass-On Scheme, youths have become active players in the attainment of Vision 2013.
Mukatarisa makore atabva takaita urongwa hwemombe, tikaita urongwa hwema 10 hectare plots, tikaita iko zvino zvitava muurongwa hwemunumutapa housing scheme uyo uchatora volume yakawanda yemayouth kuti achange achibenefita nyaya yekuti mayouth awane pekugara.
Vanhu vanotora zvinodhaka normally vanenge vari idle pachirungu, pachishona zvinoreva kuti havana zvekuita. So normally a mind that is occupied is a mind that is focused. So programs anonzwa na president kazhinji anopa vanhu something to focus on.
Government is implementing an inclusive developmental agenda with youth empowerment on the priority list. Tamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Chinhoyi.
A collective approach has been identified as key in addressing the country's skills gap as the nation journeys towards a Vision 2030.
Vision 2030 seeks to elevate the country to an upper middle income society with the education sector expected to play a significant part. Substantial skills gap poses a threat to achieving this goal, and in order to address the challenge, the Ministry of Skills, Audit and Development, together with the stakeholders in the higher and tertiary education sector, are sharing ideas on the best national scholarship policy.
It's very, very critical that we come up with such a platform where we get all important stakeholders to come together and look at our national aspirations, where we then give each other ideas on how we can address all these skills gaps that exist in our country.
Minister of Skills, Audit and Development, Professor Paul Mavima, stressed the need to adopt a targeted approach in awarding scholarships.
The biggest issue with our administration of scholarships is the need for a coordinated approach, an approach that says that starts from a demand perspective to say what kind of skills do we need and which skills are we not developing ourselves locally or where we are not sufficiently developing those. And then we say, as we give especially international scholarships, we focus on those areas of need as a first priority.
Government is playing a significant role in providing access to quality education for citizens, including providing assistance to deserving students through the presidential and the national scholarship programs. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
And that's all we had for you from our Montrose News Desk. My name is Doreen Ngube. Justin and Zain, it's back to you.
Many thanks to you, Dora. Preliminary Mozambique election results released Wednesday night show that ruling Frelimo Party presidential candidate Daniel Chapo is leading in all of the country's 11 provinces. Official results for the October 9 plebiscite are expected on the 24th of this month. Incumbent President Filipe Nyusi has called on Mozambicans to remain calm while awaiting official results. The Mozambique Electoral Body is yet to make an official comment on the elections. On that note, we take a break. We'll return with business.
Want to pay for your DSTV account or renew your DSTV subscription? Dial *151# to pay for your DSTV with your EcoCash USD wallet anywhere, anytime, and get connected instantly. No need to wait in a queue or ask anyone to pay for DSTV anymore. To subscribe for your DSTV package with your EcoCash USD wallet, simply dial *151#, select USD currency, select Make Payments, select Direct Payments, select Pay DSTV, select Renew Subscription, and you will be connected instantly. Live life the EcoCash way.
Good morning and win forever, citizens of heaven in Zimbabwe. The man of God, Senior Apostle John Chi, all the way from Cameroon, arrives in Zimbabwe for a 2-day crusade at the City Sports Center on the 18th and the 19th of October. You are all invited to come and receive your blessings. When I say all, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your neighbors. Bring everybody you can think of, because this is a time where God will change something in your life. There will be healing and there will be deliverance for each and every one of you. So we're expecting to see you in your numbers. Don't miss your blessings.
Join us for the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation's annual golf tournament on November 8, 2024 at the Royal Harare Golf Course. This event celebrates partnerships and excellence, offering a day of great golf and valuable networking. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a novice, this is your chance to showcase your skills and have fun. Don't miss out. Mark your calendars for sponsorship opportunities and bookings. Don't hesitate to get in touch with Claris on 0712-842-138. See you on the greens.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. We jump straight into our business news, where France has expressed interest in supporting Zimbabwe's economic development by increasing trade investments and cooperation in key economic sectors. Let's get more details.
A business delegation comprising more than 20 French companies is in Zimbabwe to explore commercial ties in manufacturing, energy, ICT, agriculture, education and finance, among other sectors. The visit, which is part of efforts to revive ties between the two countries, has been described by the French business delegation as a reflection of investor confidence.
We came with 20 French companies. Some are blue chips, some are SMEs, some are startups, to see how to thrive together in Zimbabwe. So we met Diwa, who explained to us which support they grant to partners that are investing in the country.
And we are here in Zimbabwe because we believe that we should empower young entrepreneurs in Zimbabwe. We should empower them, mainly women and the youth, we have an opportunity with a product called automatic laundry machine, which is a outdoor innovative concept, very modern, that could benefit from, the population living in townships or in those areas.
France has also reviewed her plans to strengthen economic ties with Zimbabwe.
We have a long-term relationship with Zimbabwe. We are very active in cooperation in the cultural sector, but beyond that, we want more and more to engage in the economic relationship. And therefore, this French delegation came. More than 20 high-level representatives of French companies. We really take very seriously what President Mnangagwa told me when I arrived. Zimbabwe is open to business.
Zimbabwe is confident engagements with France will attract more investment inflows.
This is the first time that we've had such a huge delegation coming from that part of the world. The organization that here represents a number of big business companies. It's called MEDEF. And what we're witnessing today is a fulfillment of His Excellency strategic vision.
The French business delegation, which is on a 2-day mission in Zimbabwe, is in talks with several government officials and utilities, the private sector, and state-owned agencies on possible modalities to boost ties with Zimbabwe. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, Chimurenga music has been identified as pivotal in educating youths on the liberation struggle, which led to the attainment of the country's independence. That's our look at the arts.
Having played the role of unifying freedom fighters and the masses, at the same time raising morale through messages that defined the purpose of the armed struggle, Chimurenga music continues to play a pivotal role in educating young people on the importance of safeguarding the country's sovereignty. Popularly known as Comrade Naro Chamuka Enyama, Chiredzi-based Chimurenga musician Boniface Mtemachani's music career began in 1975, and he has not let go of the genre, which he describes as a constant companion in Zimbabwe's journey towards economic emancipation.
Vana vedu kana vakatadza kuziva kuti zvinhu zvei zvakafirwa nevamwe vedu akafa vakawanda vakangosiya vachingoregedza hazvizofambi zvakanaka kuti vazoidzosa zvenyika iyi iyambotorwazve nevapembepfumo hazvichazveiti saka tinokurudzira vana vese vechidiki nevari kukura vese vaya kuti ngatibatane.
He has recorded over 300 Chimurenga songs, and he had the privilege of working with renowned musician, the late Comrade Chinks, during the liberation struggle. While most artists take music as a business, Comrade Mtemachani believes he has a different calling of cultivating a sense of cultural pride and patriotism. Comrade Mtemachani is also into gospel music, with the songs Nyasha and Musande Torere topping the charts on Masvingo's community radio stations. Geima Tambo, ZBC News, Chiredzi.
The main news takes a break. We'll be back shortly with the latest in sport.
Good morning and win forever, citizens of heaven in Zimbabwe. The man of God, Senior Apostle John Chi, all the way from Cameroon, arrives in Zimbabwe for a 2-day crusade at the City Sports Center on the 18th and the 19th of October. You are all invited to come and receive your blessings. When I say all, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your neighbors. Bring everybody you can think of, because this is a time where God will change something in your life. There will be healing and there will be deliverance for each and every one of you. So we're expecting to see you in your numbers. Don't miss your blessings.
The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Honorable Sheila Chikomo, the Permanent Secretary, Ambassador Albert Ranganai Chimbindi, all heads of missions abroad and the entire ministry extend heartfelt congratulations to Honorable Professor Dr. Amon Murira on your appointment as Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. This appointment reflects the confidence that the head of state and government, His Excellency President Dr. Edim Mnangagwa, has in your abilities to steer the country's foreign policy to greater heights, and also shows your dedication to our nation during a pivotal time. As you begin your tenure, which coincides with His Excellency President Dr. Edim Mnangagwa's SADC chairmanship, you have a unique opportunity to strengthen Zimbabwe's international relations and enhance our foreign policy thrust of reaffirmation, engagement and re-engagement. You can count on the full commitment and support of the entire staff as you execute your onerous responsibilities. Once again, congratulations on your appointment.
Welcome back. In the world of sport, all is set for the Zimbabwe Football Association Ordinary Congress slated for Harare this Friday.
World Football Governing Body FIFA, Confederation of African Football CAF, and the Council of Southern African Football Associations COSAFA have all sent representatives for the FIFA Congress set for this Friday. The convocation is another step towards the much-anticipated FIFA elections that will mark the end of the Normalization Committee (NC) that has been running the country's football since June last year. While FIFA could not be drawn to review the agenda, the local football mother body highlighted that the ratification of the new constitution is high on the agenda.
It's a normal Congress. We followed the statutes and what should be spoken about. So we've listed almost everything. We are obviously going to talk about the statutes and they're going to be decided on this. People are going to be voting. We are going to present our financials. That's on the agenda.
As part of its mandate, the Normalization Committee was given the task to review the ZIFA statutes and the electoral code, as well as ensure adoption by the ZIFA Congress. The NC was further tasked to act as an electoral committee to organize and conduct elections for a new ZIFA board based on a newly aligned ZIFA constitution and electoral code. The ZIFA board nomination is expected to start on the 14th of November, with elections set for the 18th of January next year.
Meanwhile, football stakeholders attending the local football mother body's ordinary congress set for Harare this Friday have called for progressive deliberations as the road to the ZIFA elections is getting clearer. Members of the congress are convinced progressive deliberations will save local football from collapse.
We are discussing mainly our constitution, and there are a few things that need to be looked at, all in the interest of football, and it's nothing to do with Southern region. I think as a country, there are changes that need to be done, and they have to be progressive.
Mangwana ziva guru maererano nemutambo wenhabvu hazvizi kuno chete kusouthern region but nyika yose, nekuti mangwana kuchasangana vatungamiri vose venhabvu tichigadzisa gumburo redu remutemo iro richazotitungamirira kuti tikwanise kunge tishandisa pamaelections ari kutevera.
Jostling for the ZIFA top post has already started amid reports of Nicodemus gatherings being organized by some of the aspiring candidates.
Southern Region Division 1 Log leaders ZPC Hwange are 3 wins away from top flight football after collecting a valuable set of 3 points with a 2-1 victory over Boso 90 at Chakona Stadium in Hwange this Wednesday.
The Southern Region Division 1 League log leaders did not take time to recover from a morale-shattering 2-1 defeat by Plumtree-based Mainline at the weekend. ZPC Hwange were back to winning ways after a 2-1 win over Boso 90 this Wednesday to cement their 10-point gap at the apex of the log. Second place Kesman kept up the pressure with a 1-0 victory over DRC United. ZPC Hwange now need 3 wins to reach an assailable 70 points. The Southern Region Division 1 log leaders travelled to Philabusi for a date with Jordan Synod this weekend. Fellow Philabusi-based side Talent Vision, who have been challenging for promotion to the top flight, have become a pale shadow of that ambitious side and are battling for survival, occupying 14th position in the 16-team league. Mtokozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The Lady Chevrons kicked off their 5-match-day international series against the United States on a high note after a 5-wicket victory over the visitors at Harare Sports Club this Thursday.
15-year-old beloved Biza stock continues to rise after leading Zimbabwe to a 5-wicket victory over USA. Biza took 3 wickets to restrict the visitors to 152 runs all out before she top scored for Zimbabwe in the chase with a fluent 38 of 51 balls. The youngster was recently named as the player of the tournament at the Under-19 Women World Cup qualifiers in Rwanda last month.
Oh, she was exceptional. She played really well. I thought she handled the pressure quite well. For someone who was on debut, yeah, she had a really good game. It's not easy playing international cricket, but to get player of the match on your debut game, that's a confidence booster.
USA batted first, making 152 runs with Anika Kolan top scoring with 37, while Tara Norris contributed 31 runs. That was before Biza took matters into her own hands. She was the pick of the Zimbabwean bowlers with 3 wickets for 22 runs, while standing captain Jocelyn Nkomo took 3 for 29, while Audrey Mazshai and Christabel Jones were weighed in with 2 wickets each. All-rounders Biza and Jocelyn Nkomo were the highest scorers as the Lady Chevrons sealed a 5-wicket victory. The second ODI will be played at Harare Sports Club this Sunday. Lawrence Tusira, ZBC News, Harare.
And that's our look at the state of sport. Now a look at the state of the weather.
Good evening, viewers. I hope you find you well. My name is Baba Maketa, and it's time for today's weather report and forecast. It was cold in the morning with some drizzle over the southeastern parts of the country, especially over Masvingo and Manicaland areas. However, it became sunny in the afternoon. Now, these cloudy conditions that have been affecting the country over the past few days are expected to give us a bit of relief tomorrow as well as Saturday. But in the later hours of Saturday, we're expecting cloudy conditions over the western parts of the country, and these clouds should drift into the country from Saturday into Monday. Now, looking at our temperatures throughout the country, we're expecting minimums to be lower over the central watershed, that is over Gweru going up to Mutare and the rest of Manicaland. And the northern and southern parts of the country should be mild in the morning. Looking at our maximum temperatures, we're expecting it again to be a little bit cooler over the central parts of the country, but the valleys, that is the Zambezi Valley as well as the Sawe valleys, are expected to have temperatures in the tune of 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. Now, for our forecast in detail for our major cities, we're expecting Bulawayo to be sunny on Friday and Saturday, but cloudy conditions are expected from Sunday onwards. In Chinhoyi, sunny conditions are expected up to Sunday, but on Monday, we're expecting it to be partly cloudy. Tuesday, cloudier, and Wednesday should be cloudy as well as Thursday. In Gwanda, partly cloudy conditions from Friday up to Sunday, and it should be windy and cloudy on Monday. In Gweru, sunny conditions up to Saturday, but Sunday should be cloudy and it should be cold. In Harare, we're expecting sunny conditions again up to Sunday, but on Monday, we're expecting it to be cloudy up to Thursday. In Kadoma, sunny conditions up to Monday, but it should be cloudy from Tuesday. In Kariba, sunny and hot conditions are expected up to Tuesday. In Lupane, sunny conditions again up to Sunday, but Monday should be cooler. In Kwekwe, partly cloudy conditions are expected Friday and Saturday, but on Sunday, it should be cloudy and cool. Masvingo, sunny conditions are expected for the rest of the forecast period. In Matopo, sunny conditions on Friday, but partly cloudy conditions from Saturday up to Thursday next week. In Nyanga, it should be cool and sunny from Friday up to Monday, but Tuesday, cloudy conditions are expected. In Victoria Falls, partly cloudy conditions are expected from Friday up to Thursday next week. And now, Zimbabwe, that is all from the weather desk. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Well, that caps tonight's bulletin. From the crew behind the scenes and all of us here, good night.
Good night.
Vakengia tu mara moya kunibana kunipika cross.
Vakasvika cheti vakatondibata vakatosvika vakatondinongodza ngepfuti apa. Vakandirowa ndikasakuziye kuti ndiri kuitei. Pandakamuka ndakanzwa miri wangu kutonhora. Ndichibva ndatarisa ndobva ndaona kuti ranga riri ropa.